over that a bomb had gone off. Carrie had sheared the entire beach district. Every plant and tree, business and home ripped up by the root. Even Blue Compass's famous sugar white sand was gone. In its place was a gritty dirt landscape, dotted only by driveways. The parking slabs like gravestones, while mountains of debris lined every curb. Once the shock wore off, Ruth dug in. Blue Compass needed her more than ever. Teo said he would marry her anywhere. Her family was a much harder sell. So now here she was, a year later, Blue Compass's reluctant poster bride in front of the camera again. Another painful round of forced smiles, more craning and contorting, hips back, chest up, always in that way that everyone knows looks good in photos but feels ridiculous in the moment. She didn't need another reminder that the publicity was a good thing. To Be Wed was lucky to be open at all. 1 block to the left, the roof was still caved in on a consignment shop with an identical storefront. Blue Compass's little version of Main Street, once lined in pots of mums and marked by an American flag, was nowhere near restored. Since her sister's account, @SophiaSays, began featuring the wedding, donations to the city's recovery fund had tripled. "Lord, let me do it." Sophia jams her head into Ruth's, and she yelps as her sister snaps a few artfully arranged selfies in front of the shop's etched glass logo. As Ruth peels herself away, the clicks continue. "There's my bride." The voice comes from a tiny office in the back as Kayla Jennings appears, the young owner strapping a pincushion to her wrist. Ruth smiles and squelches the urge to do a double take, her eyes shooting to the floor as Kayla tosses back hair that should be coarse and black, yet suddenly isn't. Since their last visit, her wedding planner has colored and straightened her tight curls, a surprise bubblegum pink now peeking from the bottom layer. "It's so cute!" Sophia's squeal is cloying as she reaches out to touch a pink strand before going in for a full hug. Kayla is about to say something when the front door flies open. A burst of noise and a dirty kid propping it in place as Ruth's niece and nephew toddle in. Behind them, Joe Bancroft Hunt teeters in the doorframe. Her sister is sweaty and balancing on 1 foot, a death grip on the wrist of each of her twins. A menagerie of backpacks and diaper bags look ready to topple her. "The sitter still hasn't shown, and Daddy's out too far fishing." Jo rolls her green eyes on the word fishing as she sheds the bags on the satin chair next to Caroline, who slides over. Jo turns, catching a glimpse of herself in the mirror. A sinister-looking brown stain streaks her white Henley. "Well, that's new." She licks her thumb and rubs at it aggressively before rolling her eyes again and giving up. "There's the most beautiful flower girl in the world." Ruth runs over to scoop up her 4-year-old niece. "Champagne?" Kayla holds up the bottle as she looks at Jo, bending to pick up one of the twins' bags and hang it on a hook. Jo nods emphatically. "Sweet angel from heaven, yes." The twins plop down next to Caroline on the settee as her eyes go wide. "Beauregard Frankfurt Hunt. What's that in your pocket?" Caroline leans over to examine her grandson's hand as he reaches into his shorts. Her voice jumps 3 octaves as he lifts his palm toward her face. "Is that a dead frog?" Caroline recoils as Jo grabs for a trash can by the counter. When she's finished shaking Beau's hands out over the gold bin, she wipes her own on her jeans before searching through a unicorn backpack until she unearths matching iPads. Handing them over to the twins, she sighs, "Yesterday I found one of those snakeskin molts in his backpack. I swear I miss the nanny more than I do the firm, hands down." Rayo wiggles.